Yeah, with regards the stuff with directed energy weapons, there is something to that, I believe, because now I don't believe in any of that nonsense B2K. Obviously, I've already talked about that. I don't believe in any of that. That's a lie to try and tie people who they're harassing in with schizophrenia. That and the synthetic telepathy nonsense. But I do think there is something to the directed energy weapons because over the last year or so, like literally last week, I just found that I was spitting out the back of chunks of one of my back teeth. Just, and it's very disturbing. That doesn't happen just for no reason, right? I mean, sure, you could get some sort of disease or something like that when that happens, but I don't know what's going on with that type of thing. And also, when you sleep, a lot of times I find when I sleep, there is some sort of a ringing noise, and then there's something going on where they can, I think, actually raise a person's heartbeat, so that it makes it much more difficult to get, solid, really good sleep. I don't know how they do that. It's not some person standing in the next room of the house holding a microwave or something like that. It's not that. I don't know how they're doing it. That's why I don't talk about it that much, because I don't know it and I can't prove how they're doing it, and there's so much misinfo out there about this stuff, right? So I really don't trust a lot of those people putting info out about it, so that's why I can't really give much information on it. All I can tell you is that stuff is happening to me to some extent. Like, you don't have your teeth get damaged like that just out of the blue when they were fine for you know what I mean, for like over 40 years, whatever. And I mean, when you're a kid, obviously you get the second you get your second set of teeth and whatnot when you're a kid, but since then, no issues, and then now all of a sudden I'm spitting out chunks of one of my back teeth last week, which is very disturbing. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something, though. They're doing something, and it's hard to say whether, you go to a doctor and tell them about this. There's a possibility they could just say, well, we recommend you get mental health check or something like that. And that's why I haven't said anything about it. I haven't gone to a doctor in many years, unfortunately. Haven't had to, really. Because I have had pretty good health up until now, but there's something going on. Something going on where headaches as well, a lot of headaches I'm getting. More than would be normal, more than would be typical. So I don't know what to tell you there. Again, I'm not going to speak too much on that, because all I can tell you is what's happening to me, and it does seem they are doing something like that. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how it's done. But yeah, like the directed energy weapons, some of that stuff is real, I'll tell you that. But it becomes difficult to discern because, again, they've put out so much disinfo about this, and they mix in truth with disinfo, so it's hard to know. Like, I've heard videos where there's people talking about, yeah, it's from some neighbor or someone in the house holding up a microwave to a wall. That's not happening. I don't think that's happening at all. Because that stuff's happening when no one's even home, though, too. So I don't know how they do it. Could be something they spray. I don't know. It could be something that's sprayed into the air. I don't have no clue. And then they shoot out some sort of thing. It's, again, you don't want to speculate on it too much, because sometimes when you do start talking about that stuff, it can get into the realm of bordering on some type of crazy talk, which they want you to do, and I don't want to do any of that nonsense. But I will tell you, from my perspective, something's going on there, and you're not just going to spit out chunks of your back teeth when they were fine for years for no reason, right? And you're not going to start getting those headaches all the time, or have that thing where they can definitely, like I noticed, my heart rate is increasing at times, specifically at times when I'm trying to lie down to sleep. So I don't know what's going on there. I know that they say a lot of times what they'll do is they'll keep doing that until try to get the person to, eventually cause cancer or something. I don't know, but it is disturbing, that's for sure, and there is some truth to that. stuff. No truth to the other nonsense though with G2K or synthetic telepathy. The thing is too, they control all the information that's put out about this. So the amount of people who you have, who may be legitimate people who want to help others, putting out info on this, it's slim, so low. There's hardly any, and if they are, they're not really going to give them much of a platform. You're going to get other people who will mix in, you know, a lot of truth with this info. And that's done to draw you in and give them credibility so that you'll follow them, and then they can mix in these lies and things like synthetic telepathy and things like that. But yeah, it's, you know, they control all that information and whatever you find about this stuff. However, like, if you do enough research and use discernment, you can obviously come to a lot of conclusions based on the program itself. That's what, you know, based upon what you're actually seeing and experiencing yourself. But you have to really put the pieces of the puzzle together, because they've got a lot of disinfo out there, and they've done a lot of things to discredit people who are real, who are really going through this stuff. So here's something that's interesting. One of these people that I had been communicating with for a little while, off and on, here and there, who has a YouTube channel and a BitChute as well. I'm watching something yesterday, video clip, and the clip shows notice this person idling up here. So he's just standing, walking back and forth on the sidewalk. There's no bus stop there or anything. Just kind of pacing back and forth. Seems kind of unnatural, I'd say, yeah? Yeah. See? This U-turn probably. So one of these people who I had contact with, not like consistent contact, but I exchanged a few emails with, and I talked to her on the phone one time, who also had a channel, on, well, two separate ones, and I'm watching this clip yesterday, and it's about, you know, Satanism and the occult and things like that, and connections to Freemasonry and things like that, and the guy who's doing the narrator it's the same narrator who does stuff for InfoWars. I don't know whether it was a clip from them. Someone else shared it. It was a pretty good clip though, even though I know they're a shill operation. Every now and then they'll put out a little bit of truth, right? So this was pretty truthful, what they were saying in this. But it's that guy, the narrator. So I think he's, you know, he's definitely with them for sure. But so as I'm watching it, there's this one clip where they're in a courtroom, and there's this woman screaming about, you know, wanting to, something about, you know, endorsement of Satanism in a courtroom. And I'm thinking, I recognize that voice. That is a voice I recognize, right? And I'm 90% sure that is the person who contacted me.
From the Satanic Temple, you may either remain standing or be seated. No one's required to participate. Please come forward.
That which will not bend must break, and that which can be destroyed by truth should never be spared its demise. It is done. Hail Satan. Thank you.
I'm 90% sure that is the person who contacted me. Now, the thing is, I looked, and she seemed like she took down almost all her videos, all of them, on YouTube anyway. I don't know, I can check her BitChute, but so yeah, I wanted to compare it, but I'm certain, because I've talked to that person once on the phone as well, and that is the same voice. I'm pretty sure 90%, I'm gonna say. There's a one headlight car there. Yeah, so very creepy. And so I think she's like actually with Temple of Set or something. Like, you know, Satanism, full blown. So they had her contact me and try and, you know, pose as a targeted individual, like, pose as a quote-unquote TI, whatever. And, yeah, man, disturbing. But that's what they'll do. That's what I'm saying. They will contact you with people who have assumed identities. And that's what a lot of this is, using actors to assume identities. I'm almost sure that that is the same person. That voice was very, like, unmistakable, in my opinion. Absolutely dead silent, nothing. And then as I come up here, watch the difference. You're gonna start to see the one headlight cars. They'll have people probably coming over to where I am at the stop. We'll see, maybe not, but maybe we'll see the cops too. So look, okay, so look at here. Wait, watch already. As soon as I come up to the intersection here, they got somebody walking up here. Last night the same thing. Right as I arrived here, they had somebody walking across there and then doing that coughing, the fake coughing noise. So right as I arrive again tonight, you got that timing there, but nothing else here on the street. There's absolutely nothing. Complete silence. So again, it brings me back to what I initially not right away here. Now look at this. Look at the difference here. Okay, so that's the end of the street here. Right as I come to the end of the street, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 people there going by, and then again last night, as I said, as soon as I got up here, you got a guy doing fake coughing noises. So as soon as you come up here off that street where I live, everything changes. So to me, that tells me something, that somebody there saw the videos and saw that they're being lied to and misled, which is a positive thing. Now, are they going to keep it like that for a while? I don't know. They could probably get some of them to continue to do it. There have been little things here and there where they've kind of briefly gone back to it, but not like it was at all. Not like it was. That was very quiet. And again, it's milder weather now too, right? So there's going to be more people out, but there you can see nothing at all on that street. Now it's approximately like 9:30 now, something like that, on a Wednesday night. So typically there's not going to be a lot of activity like that on the side street. So that's what you'd expect to see there. You know, I was quiet. That was typical. But things change when you get up here, and then in Ottawa things change too. So something tells me, see that right there, biker, right as I come up to the intersection, and then you got more walks. So you got, look at how many people we've seen walking just as I was coming up here, patrolling the area. So we'll wait a little bit here, I can go ahead. But right away you notice a change as I come up here. So to me, I'm going to go back to what I said. Someone, I think, I don't know for sure, but I suspect somebody there saw something, saw one of the videos, and saw what was going on. And when you do look at enough of them, you see what's going on there. You see that, you know, they're being lied to and manipulated, and it's basically about harassing a person. So some of it more subtle, you know, some of the methods more subtle than others, of course. But essentially, if you see enough of it, that's what it is. So to me, look at this one here now. To me, it seems that is what occurred, very likely. Okay, here's a one headlight car right here, completely off. See the one completely off there? And you saw the police up there minutes ago. So they're around, and you got somebody there with one headlight. I don't think they're going to get pulled over. There we go. See that? See that? See. Got a bunch of them waiting out here today, waiting for me here. Showed the other videos that I often have them, like just standing to the side there. Gotta wait, see if they go in when I go in. Some coughing. Here we go. And slowly, at the stop here, slowly. Maybe we're gonna pull in. Right here. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we gotta go in today again. What's this here? What's this here? Waiting, waiting. What's this here? What's this here? Watch, watch, watch. Sitting there idling. Watch, 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 watch. Watch, waiting for the text. Waiting for the text. Waiting for the text. Watch, watch. Wait for the text. I'm gonna phone out and see how long this takes here. Check my phone here. See how long. Yeah. We're waiting for the text, huh? What's this? I'll check here. Notice now, no. Just sitting there idling, engine on. Supposed to wait till I come. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Give it a try now. See what happens. Yep, told you. Told you. Oh, it's funny. See, she waited right until I started moving there. So as I said, there was a person who I had been in contact with, claiming to be, you know, whatever, on a watch list, a targeted person. I don't like the term TI or targeted individual because when you use that term, it associates you with all these actors, and that's what they want you to do, is use their controlled language. But anyway, this is the person who I had been in contact with, and as I said, she was in Vancouver, and I was in touch with her for a little while, and talked to her on the phone just the one time, and as it turns out, I'm pretty sure that was the person. The voice was very distinctive. When I heard that voice in this other video of some Satanist woman from the Church of Satan, or a Temple of Set, I believe, screaming at a courtroom about Hail Satan and all this, that's the person who they got to contact me, posing as a TI. I'm 90% sure. Now, the thing is, like, in that, you could kind of physically see her there, but she obviously used a different name when she contacted me, and in her videos you can see her, so. But I also noted that she took down all her videos on YouTube a short time ago. I think just shortly after Christmas was when I last talked to her. No, before. Sorry, before. So she contacted me again, maybe a month ago. I hadn't heard from her since before Christmas, in mid to early December. And she contacted me and left a voicemail out of the blue saying she was in a psych ward in Vancouver, and claiming that, you know, whatever, the cops had forced her into a psych ward and all that stuff. And it was weird because while she was very intelligent during our exchanges, a lot of what she tried to turn the conversation toward were more supernatural elements of the program, and associating with the program with more supernatural elements, kind of bordering on crazy talk, but not going fully into crazy talk. Like, she believed that V2K was real, and I blatantly told her, yeah, I don't believe any of that. I think it's nonsense, but you know what? If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But, so, let's turn back here. Some guy creeping up behind me. Look out. So anyway, yeah, so she believed that stuff was real, and she would talk about, but she also had some very intelligent, she also knew a lot about the program. And it turns out, again, I'm pretty sure that's who that was. Again, like, the video she put out, the voice, very distinct, and matches up almost identically with that voice of that woman who was with the Church of Satan. So again, that's what they'll do. They'll send people in posing this, if you're a real targeted person and you're putting material out, that's what they'll try to do. And naturally, you know, the things she was saying too, so the reason I cut off contact with her was because she was saying weird things, like talking about things that only I would know about, like things that she couldn't have possibly known if somebody didn't tell her to say them, which is, a lot of them do that when they, but most of the people, it's very, very difficult to find a real person who's actually being targeted. 95% of them, the ones who contact you, the ones putting out videos, they're all controlled. Now, some of them could have been at some point real targeted people who made a deal and switched. That's possible, but you can't trust almost any of them. Very few, if any. Check out this lady here, holding up on alcohol. And I'm fairly sure, I mean, can I identify 100% that this is the same person? No, but the voice matches up almost 100%. And again, like some people doubt that there are satanic aspects to the program. There are people involved in it. Naturally, some of the handlers are absolute sociopaths. These are people who very likely are involved in Satanism. This person definitely was, and again, they can assume identities. They can be very convincing, some of them. That's why you got to be careful about dealing with any of these people. I mean, not to say don't, if you believe someone's legitimate, certainly have an exchange with them, but be careful about trusting any of them, because that's what they want to do too. It's part of the program is to break down your trust with anyone. And you can't let it do that either, right? So it's a double-edged sword in that respect. It's a slow walk here. Watch how slow he's walking here. So yeah, she leaves me a voicemail. She says for me to call her. She's at a psych ward. After not having talked to her in like 4 months or something, she calls me and leaves a voicemail out of the blue. So I didn't respond. Obviously I didn't call her. I didn't even know I only knew her first name anyway, so, and it wasn't even her real name, I don't think, that she gave me, but but there are definitely people involved in Satanism involved in the targeting program. Because these are people who really don't have a conscience, right? Sociopaths. And so, now again, not every aspect of it involves that. It's only certain aspects. I think people who are higher ups, like handlers and people like that, who move up or who are in high levels, are involved in, some of them may be involved in Satanism. Same time exit entry today. Yeah. This creep's coming out. I haven't seen this goon in a while. Got that white van. This fucking goofball. See if he does any coughing as I go by here. Creep. I got him coming out today. He looked over as soon as I turned from the side there. He comes out. Pretends that he's got to get something out of his rusted old vehicle there. He's gonna get in there too. Watch, he'll pull away as soon as I go by. So they got this back on. Same time exit entry. Get a shot of this fucking creep's face. Timed it there. What does they got there? Oh, look at this, dude. Look at this today we got here. As well, we got it all going on today. A few minutes here, let's see. Yeah, they timed it to a certain point. Yeah. And they're told never to look over, but you could see that in the winter time when I would come back here, they would constantly have this guy come out. A lot of times he would leave it. He'd leave like the car. He'd leave it open. Sorry, leave it running. Until I would go in. So the one day I stood out here, I think it was like about 15 minutes, just to see how long it would take before he'd leave. Yeah, there we go. So we got 3 different people doing it this morning. Up until now it had been very quiet, none of that going on, but it seems like they got it back on again now.